I just got done watching the Did You Know videos on YouTube, and it really got me thinking. There's this huge wave of information and communication technology happening around us, and I'm just wondering how that has changed the urban landscape, the urban geography of different parts of the world. What I'm looking at here is the nearest metropolis to where I live. This is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, if we kind of take a look here, you can see that there is a pretty vibrant urban community. And now the interesting thing about it is using this Google Earth, we can actually scroll back in time. So right now we're at 2010, and we can scroll all the way back to 1991. And you can tell that there really hasn't been a significant change in Minneapolis in this whole period of time. I'm going to go back up to 2010 one more time, and even I've looked at this several times, and although there is small differences, and people who live here can tell you that there hasn't been a dramatic change around here for a really long time. Let's now take a look over in a part of India, Bangalore, and earlier I selected sort of just a random pocket in India, or of Bangalore. I of course, being a Minnesota person, I've never been to India, and I don't know the particular areas, but this is sort of a random area. And what I'm going to do here is, I'm looking sort of at this almost agricultural land that we see through here. Let's go ahead and bring this up to current day, and you can tell that it's really just been booming. And we can actually kind of go through here and take a look at some of the businesses. And, well, like for example, here we have Texas Instruments, now with a base in India. Let's move over to Beijing. And here in Beijing, we're looking at, this is Beijing, obviously Beijing is much larger than this one video will show, but this is just one random spot that I clip marked here with Beijing. And to me this looks, it looks very industrial. From this aerial view, it almost looks kind of dirty, right? And this is in January of 2001. Now let's go ahead and bring this up to current day. And you can tell that this is just breathtaking. The urban landscape is very well developed, much more green space, and judging by the long shadows, you can tell that these are some very large companies. And we have some rickshaws. Let's see what else we got here. A very beautiful urban landscape. Let's go south a little bit here to a different spot. And just all along this path, you can tell that it's just so well developed. We can count up probably more than a dozen different skyscrapers through here. Let's go back to January 27th of 2001, and you can tell that this is, I guess at one point it looks really industrial back then. And then nowadays, we'll go ahead and flip it back up to current date. This is very, very dramatically changed. So back, looking back at Minneapolis, things have sort of remained the same for a long time. Where in India, or I should say, in certain pockets of Bangalore and Beijing, things have really been booming. And I really didn't think about that too much until looking at the Did You Know videos.